Okay, good day, everyone. Here is the lesson two for our reading and writing. We are now on evaluating written texts by analyzing claims. Again, before you continue watching this video, I'd like you to join me as I'm going to discuss this and imagine that this is really a class. Okay, so I recorded this video so that every one of you can rewatch replay this anytime. Again, please hold your modules or your books as we are going to start the discussion. Please listen carefully because this lesson is of kind of like complicated, and it's kind of a bit harder than the lesson one, but I know that you can do it. Okay, so first is defining critical reading. So what is critical reading? So it goes beyond passively understanding a text. You do not simply accept the message, you bring it to your own experience. So, in short, when we read critically, it is not just reading and understanding what you are or understanding the text. It's more than that. It's like connecting what you have read to your own experiences, and then digging deeper kung unsa jud ang point sa text and what's the author's purpose in writing this text. Okay, next, these are the things that kumbaga timailhan nato that we are critically reading or critically thinking. So you are thinking critically or reading critically when you evaluate claims. Evaluate meaning, kumbaga i-check nimo, subayon nimo ang claims or ang point sa text kay mong gibasa. Next is to seek definitions. So kanang pag mobasa mo og basa mo og text and you found an unfamiliar word and then you researched its meaning, that is already critical reading because you're trying to find out what's the meaning of the unfamiliar word so that you would understand the sentence from that text. Next is to judge information. Like kanang if mubasa ta og article and then when we judge it, tinuod ni, kani fake news ni. We are using our mind critically to really know or to judge an information if it's really legit or if it's really fake. And then next is to demand proof. Like, sige, give me evidence, prove to me that your claim is true. And demand proof, like pwede sad nga mag-research ka about it and everything. Next is to question assumptions. Like, assumptions, mga, sa tawag na, mga gi-assume nga mga points. So, murag, pangutanon ni mo, nga ing ana man nimong assumptions, nga nung, ingon ana kahang assumptions ni writer. So, that situation itself or scenario itself is an example of you reading or thinking critically. Okay, next. These are the techniques to develop critical reading skills. So please stay tuned because you cannot find this on your module. Kay puro ra na activity dira and taphaw lang ang lesson notes. So we need this. You need this. So these are the techniques. First of them is keeping a reading journal. So this is about writing your feelings and ideas in reaction to your reading assignment or reading text. It allows you to develop your impressions. So kanang magsulat mo og diary or journal, like how your day went. Nakita na ko si crush ganina. I learned a lot today. I was so productive today. So, I felt so happy when I saw him. I felt so happy when I saw my family when I got home. Mo na siya keeping a journal, kumbaga you are developing your critical thinking skills pinaagian ng reading a journal or keeping a reading journal or writing a journal kana siya. Okay, or diary itself ana kana sad, if you have experienced this. I don't know if you have experienced this during your elementary years, but I experienced this when we were tasked to write sa tawag ani diary of our what happened every day in school, in my life. So every day nagasulat jud ko unsay nahitabo aning adlaw sa isa ka gamay nga notebook, and then kwaon to siya sa amo ang teacher every end of the week. Ihang gina-check if gasulat ba jud me. So that helped me nga to help my develop my critical thinking and reading skills. Next, annotating the text. So what does annotating the text mean? This is when you read and then nag-take down ka og notes. So, for example, nagbasa kag libro and then you took down notes para siguro masabtan nimo or kaya para na kay copy sa unsa imong gibasa. That itself is one way to develop your critical reading skills. So unsa man ang annotating the text. So aside from jotting down notes from the reading, it also includes kanang mga highlighting and underlining important passages or important points. Kanang mag-highlight mo nga color kana siya. That's good because that's one way to develop your critical reading skills. And then writing notes sa kilid sa inyong, let's say sa inyong module. Nagsulat mo dirag baga inyong comments or inyong questions or reaction about ani nga na sentence. And then in this way, you are entering into a dialogue with the author. So gusto nimo mga pangutana sa author, hala isulat. So that in that way, makastorya nimo ang author. In that way, bahalag walay reply. Di na ka-reply ang author sa imo. At least, you develop your critical reading skills. Next is outlining the text. So, I I know natudloan na mo ani sa senior high, I mean junior high, kung unsay pasabot sa outlining or outline itself. So mo na siya tong mga Roman numerals, and then i-point out ninyo ang thesis statement or ang main idea, and then ang claims or supporting details, evidences. So, in that way, you are able to critically read, develop your critical reading skills. How? So, in such a way that murag inyo ba kumbagang gi-find out or gi-simplify ang isa ka text. So para dili mo makalimot sa points, try to make an outline. Kung unsa ang main idea ni author, unsay mga evidences ngayang gigamit to support the main idea, what are the details. So that is outlining the text. And lastly is, not pa day last, fourth, I think. It's the fourth one. Summarizing the text. So, kana siya pag kana mga activities ninyo sa school nga, summarize this story, bumuo ng buod sa kwentong ito. So, it's all about getting the main point of the story, getting the main message of the story and important details of the story. So, in this way, mas maklaro ninyo unsay gusto iparating sa inyo as a writer or sa author. So that is also a technique in developing your critical reading skills. And last one is questioning the text. So bahalag, no matter how much you think na mura mugbuang you are questioning the text or what you are reading. So don't worry, because that is a technique for you to develop your critical reading skills. So these are in such a way asking specific questions such as what type of audience is addressed, It's either mga bata ba, mga adults ba. How well does the writer accomplish these? Iyang purpose. Is the writer persuasive in her perspective, or get-try ba ang writer nga i-convince ang reader, or kuan lang, or naghatag lang siya opinion? So, that is questioning the text. So, next, we go to, okay, determining explicit and implicit information in a text. So, yes, later I will tell you what to answer in your modules and what not to answer. But first, let's continue explicit. So, explicit is the information that is clearly stated. In og Bisaya o nato, explicit is klaro, concise, kanang straight to the point. Walang paligoy-ligoy. Mo na siya explicit. So example, Filipinos nowadays are more selfish than they were in the past. So 'di ba mo siya klaro sa atoa nga nausab gyud ang batasan sa mga Pinoy kaysa sa una. So next is implicit. Ideas that are suggested, something that is implied but not stated outright. Okay. So ang implicit is mura siya ideas nga basin ko ang tungod ani, mura bitaw opinionated ideas, suggested ideas. Mura siya og kana bitaw naghatag siya og rason, pero ang rason pwede siya nga tinuod sa uban, pwede sad nga dili tinuod sa uban. So, ano bitong daghan pa siya palikoy-ligoy ba? Dili bitaw straight to the point. Mo na implicit. Again, for you not to get confused, ang explicit clear, klaro, straight to the point. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. So that's why it looks shorter than implicit statements. But implicit is na a reason, na a suggested idea. So just like this one, today's Filipinos, compared to their ancestors, have lost the power for growth because they live in easier circumstances. Murag, naghatag pa siya og reason, ngano kaya nga nawala ang power for growth sa mga Pinoy. And that is because easier ang circumstances sa ato ang time karon. So, di ba, dili pareha aning explicit nga diretsahan, mga dalo ng mga Pinoy karon. O, kumbaga atong bisayon ha, explicit, mga dalo na kay mga Pinoy karon. Ano siya, explicit. Implicit, mga dalo ng mga Pinoy karon kay tungod, ingon ani na ang sitwasyon, tungod kay daghan nag technology and everything, blah, blah, blah. Mo na siya implicit. Daghan pa kaayog reasons and truthfulness. Okay. Next, inferring from the text. So what does inferring mean? Okay, so inferring meaning mura siya conclusion nimo ba? Your conclusion about the text, kumbaga ano yung napagtanto sa bana sa Tagalog, ano yung napagtanto mo sa basahing ito? Or unsa imuhang murag kumbaga na realize, unsa imuhang opinion nga nabuo dire sa text. So, when we say inferring from the text, it is reading between the lines. So, unsa man ang reading between the lines? So, it's not just reading what is kinang taphaw. No, it's not just reading kung unsa atong makita, but when we say reading between the lines, meaning kanang you dig deeper into the details. Why is this text written? What is the purpose and true and trueness? Kumbaga mo dig deeper pag yun mo ba, that is reading between the lines. Next, let's go now to identifying claims. So, naadra sa inyong module, identifying claims. So first, let's define what is a claim. So claim, also known as central argument or thesis statement of a text. Claim is like mo iyang main point, main message. Pero argumentative nga message. Meaning kanang pwede pa siya kontrahon, pwede siya debatihan. That is a claim. Okay, this is what the writer tries to prove in the text by providing details explanations, and other types of evidence. So, muna siya claims, pinaagi sa mga detalye, mga explanations and evidences para mas ma-profound pa ang claim. And then the most important claim is the most important part of the text because again, it is like somewhat kung sa story pa siya ang lesson, ang message sa text. And then it summarizes the most important thing that the writer wants to say. So it's like ang claim is like the message, the point, the main point, the lesson, and the summary of the text. Muna siya claim. Next, these are the types of claims. Claims of fact, value, and policy. First is claims of fact. So it states a quantifiable assertion or measurable topic. Assert that something has existed, exists, or will exist based on data. Answer what? Questions like, is this claim controversial or debatable? Okay, when we say claims of fact, meaning it's kanang claim siya nga ma-prove. Claim siya nga kanang fact good kanang tinuod. No? Kanang tinuod dili siya basta-basta tinuod lang. Tinuod siya because kaya na ko i-prove na tinuod siya. Na ako'y mga evidences, kumbaga. That is claims of fact in easier explanation. Now, next, claims of value. So, it consists of arguments about moral, philosophical, or aesthetic topics. So, it attempts to explain how problems, situations, or issues ought to be valued. So, example, what qualities should be considered good? Why? So, kining kung si claims of fact, mura siya kumaga, ano siya, scientific and statistical nga kanang naagi proof. Ang claims of value naman is like, paunsa nato siya ma-prove ang isa ka claim nga magamitan natog moral, philosophical topics and aesthetic topics. So mura siya og kanang when you have a claim of value, it's like unsaon man nimo pag-value ani nga problem, ani nga situation, ani nga issue nga dili lang nimo siya basta malimtan. Saan nimo siya pagtatak sa imong utok, pagtatak sa imong heart, sa imong buong pagkatao. So that is claims of value. So unsa may considered nga good, nganong considered siya as good. So that is claims of value. And then next one, claims of policy. So this asserts that specific actions should be chosen as solutions to a particular problem. So si claims of policy more on solutions sa isa ka problema. Okay? Uses should, ought to, or must. So answer how questions like how does the policy solve the problem? So it's like kumbaga should, ought, or must kanang maghatag ko og claim of policy ha. For example, should male students have their sa kinatawag ng haircut regularly? Should male students have or need to have their haircut regularly? Kumaga, kinahanglan ba kinahanglan ba nila magpaalot para makasulod sila sa eskwelahan? Kaya 'di ba, some schools are very strict when it comes to haircuts of boys. Should boys really or male students really need to have haircuts regularly to enter the school? Mura siya claim siya nga pwede siya madebatehan. So 'di ba nagiubang tao nga moingon nga syempre dapat proper haircut gyud ang i-observe sa male because they are boys and blah blah blah. Pwede sad moingon ka nga no. We can learn with long hair, 'di ba? Marag debatable siya nga topic, but it is based on policy. Okay, 'di ba? Some schools have policy nga observe proper haircut jud. So that is claims of policy. And then, next one, okay, let's review again, ha? Claims of fact, these are claims nga nagbase sa kamatuoran. Kamatuoran nga dili lang tinuod, kumbaga kamatuoran nga pwede ma-prove. Okay, pinaagi sa mga data, mga statistics, and everything. Claims of value, unsaon nimo pag-value sa isa ka problem. Unsaon nimo pagpahalaga sa iyaha, unsaon nimo nga dili nimo siya makalimtan and put to heart. Next is claims of policy, mga claims nga naay palisiya nga nag-support. Okay, naay kumbaga naay balaod nga nag-support sa claim niya. Next is identifying assertions. So first, let's define what is assertions. They are declarative sentences that claim that something is true. So example, the sampaguita's roots are used for medicinal purposes such as an anesthetic and a sedative. Sampaguitas are the most beautiful and fragrant of all flowers. So assertions, these are like claiming that something is true. So we will expound that later. First, let's discuss the types of assertion. So you have the convention, fact, opinion, and preference. So first, assertion of convention. So it's a way in which something is done similar to the traditions and norms. So it depends on historical precedent, laws, rules, usage, and customs. So see, assertion of convention, it's more on history. Okay? Nagbase siya sa history, sa genealogy, sa unsa pa mga nahitabo sa una, mga study sa una. So, they may sound factual due to their being derived from customs like, okay na example sentence of this assertion. The Sampaguita belongs to the genus Jasminum of the family Olacia, if I'm not mistaken. Olacia. Okay. So, kumbaga, si assertion of convention is a claim that this word is derived from the Latin term blah blah blah. Muna sila yung mga assertion of convention. So muna siya factual siya paminawon, tinuod siya paminawon. It's because it's derived from like this and like that, and it's from history. It's from history. It's factual really. Next, assertion of fact. So again, we have fact here, a statement that can be proven objectively by direct experience, testimonies of witnesses, verified observations, or the results of research. So when we say assertion of fact, they are claims na kayang ma-prove. Muna siya fact. Kayang ma-prove og isa ka study, isa ka observation, mga research. Muna siya assertion of fact. So example, Sampaguita's roots are used for medicinal purposes such as an anesthetic and a sedative. So this sentence is already proven as a fact. They are already results of research nga ang roots daw kay tambal. Roots ni Sampaguita is a medicine. So, it has already been proved by some researchers. Okay, muna siyang example sa fact. Next, assertion of opinion. These are based on facts but are difficult to objectively verify because of the uncertainty of producing satisfactory proofs of soundness. So example, the popularity of Sampaguita flowers is most evident in places of worship, meaning mga simbahan. So, nganong opinion man siya? Okay. They are based daw on facts. Facts ni siya in a way that, di ba makita man nato sa mga salida sa Pinoy nga na mga bata mamaligya og sampagita gawa sa simbahan, na uban mamalit og sampagita para i-offer sa mga siguro sa mga saints inside the church. So mo na siyang murag based siya on facts kay naay some people can really see and prove nga naa jud makita jud nimo ang sampagita sa mga churches or places of worship, but they are difficult to objectively verify Because, again, because of the uncertainty of producing satisfactory proofs. Because, again, it is not certain that all the churches or all the places of worship in the world has sampagita flowers. So, di ba, murag opinionated siya in a way nga to some places in the world like Philippines, nagyoy sampagita sa mga church. So, that is assertion of opinion. Okay. Next. Wait, it's gahang. Okay, there. Assertion of preference. These are based on personal choice. They are subjective and cannot be, no way, can be objectively proven or logically attacked. Example, sampagitas are the most beautiful and most fragrant of all flowers. Mura ra po na siya moingon ko nga, let's say, Catriona Gray is the most beautiful Miss Universe ever. So, it's like based on my personal choice nga. Si Catriona ang pinakagwapa. Nga si Sampaguita ang pinakagwapa o pinakahumot nga bulak. So, it's like, para sa imuha, pwede siya nga, siya ang pinakagwapa o pinakahumot nga bulak. But to some, naiuban bahuan sa Sampaguita, dili gwapahan sa Sampaguita. So, do not get confused by preference and opinion, because opinion, they are based on facts, meaning ma-prove gyud nimo siya, but it's not certain, madili siya dili siya pwede sa tanan. So diri man gud sa preference mo siya gi-describe nimo ang something, turning it into a claim. So, not all people ganahan gopahan sa sampagita and humutan sa sampagita. So, it's like a choice of yours. Okay. Next, we go to formulating counterclaims. So, what are counterclaims? They are made to rebut a previous claim. Rebut means imong kontrahon. So, rebut. Rebut means kontrahon nimo ang claim. For example, mingon ko, sampagita is the most beautiful flower. So, rebut means sampagita is not the most beautiful flower. Okay, mo na siya rebut. Gikontra nimo ang claim sa isa ka naghatag og claim. So, formulating counterclaims, they provide a contrasting perspective. Contrasting means opposite, kalahi-lahi. So, to the main argument. The following questions will help you formulate what are the major points on which you and the author can disagree. So, when you want to make a counterclaim, you can um you can think of this question. Unsa kay pwede na ko nga unsa ka nga claim niya ang pwede na kong kontrahon. Oh, kung gusto ka magkontra-kontra sa life, mangita ka og claim na unsay pwede nimo nga makontra. What are the merits of their views? Meaning, unsa may gusto nilang ipahiwatig? Importante ba or not? So, which lines from the text best support the counterclaim you have formulated? So, basin di ay naka-mention siya og unsa ni line sa iyang text nga nag-support sa imuhang counterclaim. Diba? So, nabali nimo siya. So, mura siya manag-uyab, mag-away ang manag-uyab, diba? Magpangitaay og sayop. So, this is what this sentence is all about. Okay. Next is okay. Evaluating evidence from a given text. So first, let's define what is evidence. So again, evidences are details given by the author to support his or her claim. So muna ni siya ang mga details, supporting idea, kumbaga og sa isa ka essay, di ba natay introduction, body, and conclusion. So, si evidence, dito nimo siya makita sa body. Puro siya kumbaga explanation and proof about your whole point. Okay. Evidence is crucial in swaying the reader to your side. So, unsaon man nimo pag-convince ang mga tawo nga ikaw ang sakto. So, dapat imong evidence klaro and kapanipaniwala. So, evidences, examples of evidences are facts and statistics, opinion from experts, of course. Mas motuo man jud ang tawo kung expert ang gaingon. And then, personal anecdotes, meaning, sanaysay nga, kana bitaw, anecdotes, mura bitaw siya og observation. Muna siya evidence. Okay. Muna siya anecdote, sorry. Okay, next. Evaluating evidence. How will you evaluate an evidence from a given text? These questions will help you. First, what questions can you ask about the claims? What are the important details? How does the given detail reinforce the claim? Giunsa sa given detail pagtabang ang claim or pag-improve ang claim? What are some details that you find questionable? So, if naa kay makita nga questionable nga point sa isa ka claim, go look for an evidence. So, it is like, mura na po nagkanang, well, let's say, again and again in a relationship, if kaduda-duda na ang kanyang mga galaw, of course you will find an evidence to support your thought nga tinuod pa jud gaha na baga siya sala or what, or you're just overthinking. And then, are the sources reliable? So, reliable ba ang imuhang gikuhaan og information? Like for example, mag-search ta sa internet. Reliable ba ang internet all the time? Di ba not? Di ba dili? So, you really have to be wise in choosing an evidence. Now, how to be wise po? So, here are some characteristics of good evidence. First, it must be unified, meaning iisa lang ang point na gusto mong patunayan. No, kanang parehas sila tanan og gi-support. Tanan nimong evidence nga nakalap dapat parehas silang tanan, isa ra ilang goal. Next, relevant to the central point. Of course, why will you find an evidence nga dili related sa central point? Dapat relevant, dapat may kinalaman sa central point. Next, specific and concrete. When we say specific and concrete, mubo pero swak, straight to the point and specific. Next is accurate. Kanisha, accuracy is the key. So when we say accurate, legit ba? Mo work ba siya? That is accurate. Representative or typical. Kanang, when we say representative or typical, it's like, is it really the, is it really helpful to prove the claim? Is it really important? Is it really connected to your claim, or kaya kinahanglan ba jud ni nga evidence ana? So that is those are the characteristics of good evidence. And that ends the slides. Now, if you have questions and still you have confusions about things in this lesson, because I believe nga medyo confusing siya gamay and medyo challenging siya anseran. So please, 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 pangutana jud mo. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask questions as long as it's in the proper time. Ayo lang po ng gabi na kayo. Okay? And now, let's go now to your module. So, unsa may ansiran, sige ako siyang itype para klaro lahat. Okay. What are the pages that you're going to answer? This, okay, I will pause first the recording and then I'll just continue later. Okay, so now, what these are the pages and the exercises that you are going to answer. First is the warm up, the characteristics of a critical reader. That is page 7. Yes. And then exercises A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, and J. So, these are what you are going to answer, and the unit test in page 13 to 14, 1 to 8. Muna yung mga ansiran. Ayaw ansere ang exercise E. Transforming the context of Manuel Quezon's speech into hypertext. Ayaw ansere, application, and evaluation sad. No need to answer. Okay. So, unsa maning kaning mga articles, I will send this all to you in the group chats. But please remind me if ever I forget about it, okay? So, again and again, if you have questions, please ask. Do not hesitate. If naamoy kalibog, ayaw kaulaw, pangutanag yun, ug maulaw mo sa group chat, then just PM me. And then for the deadline, I will just announce it in the future, okay? So that you'll have enough time to answer it. I'll just announce soon. So please answer on you again. This is a reminder that I'm going to repeat in all of your modules. Please answer on your own. Do not copy from your classmates' work, and do not copy from the internet, especially pag reflection part na. Pag opinion ninyo ang gipangayo. Okay? Internet is just your reference guide, dili answer sa inyong module. So please, I appreciate kung mas ma-appreciate pa na kung nagkabali-bali nga grammar kaysa kinopya niya dili inyo ha, 'di ba? Baga ra kay tagnaw para mangopya sa internet. Word per word pag yun. Maarang pa siguro ang gi-rephrase. So please do answer all what I said, what I ask you to answer. Do not leave anything behind. So, again, ang dili lang answeran, exercise E, application and evaluation. So that's all. Ask if you have questions. So thank you and enjoy answering, and God bless you.